And welcome back to another video with sirLucien, back here on the Cry Havoc server. And this is take 2 as I've recorded this and then have tried to get the audio on here and have been unsuccessful. So I think I finally got it and we're back in business. So I'm going to go ahead and record over this again. As you can see, we have some Terra birds here today and we have a little project in mind. So I went out and gathered some random Terra birds, nothing too crazy, just a couple of different level ones, tamed them up. And we have our original one and then 3 new ones that I just picked up. So we're going to fly over to the beach and we've got something to do with these guys. So hang in there. All right, so you can see I'm here on the beach as the morning happens and we're just getting the last Terra bird, a level 18, in our pen here. And you will recognize this pen as the wolf breeding den, which now also has been the Procoptodon breeding den, also started life as the Compy breeding den, and will now be used as the Terra bird breeding den. So this is going to be pretty cool. What I've got here is several Terra birds, and I thought, well, I should be the first one to breed them on the Cry Havoc server, so we're going to go ahead and give that a shot. I believe I've got a couple of males and a couple of females. We've got different levels, some 12, 26. I think there's a 102 in there when we're looking at them. So let's go ahead and just set them to, we're going to enable wandering on each one of these. Oh, and the colors are looking pretty good. So we've got a darker, kind of a blackish one. We've got a brownish one, enable wandering. We've got a more of a snow white type one, enable wandering, and a golden one. So we've got a good mixture of different feather colors here with our Terra birds. I like to think of them as chocobos. I don't know if anybody else does, but they just seem very chocobo-ish to me. And so we're going to go ahead and let them do their thing. Sometimes it takes a little while in this room because there's enough room for them to walk around and they can be out of range at times. But what we're going to do is wait for the fertilized eggs to go ahead and lay. I'm going to sit here and watch them. I'm not going to go anywhere because usually when I go somewhere I miss them. So I'm going to just sit here and wait and see how this goes. And I'm going to pick up the fertilized eggs. And we're going to have some of the first bred Terra birds on the server. All right. Yep, we got to turn our generator on here pretty soon. And we'll get that all going. So stay tuned. All right, so we've got our generator turned on. We've gotten 2 fertilized eggs. I just wanted to make sure I grabbed them so I didn't turn the recording back on. I was focused on making sure I got them before they lost any health. And so I think we're good. So we're going to be, let me just take a look at these guys. Got some different levels. Oh, there's still one going. So we must have 3 females and 1 male. I guess I didn't realize that earlier. So let's go ahead and, how close is he? Well, he's pretty close. So let's wait for this fertilized egg, and we'll just make sure that we go ahead and get that fertilized egg. It's probably one of the most important phases of the breeding phase of the dinosaur. There it is. Gonna pick it up. There we go, good. All right, now we have 3 of them for our different dinosaurs there, which is cool. So we have our generator going. And I think what we need to do, but we want to be prepared for this. And I don't really know how long each egg will take to hatch. So one thing I noticed is my generator did not have a lot of gas in it. So we're going to run over here. And we need to get some gas for the generator. So probably the best way to do that is just to jump on my 2 my wolves here. This is Storm and Cloud, the twins. I like using them a lot. They were the first twins I got. And they're the super high level wolves as far as breeding, and they're still pretty tough even after the dino nerf that happened. They're still pretty strong as a group. So we're just going to run over and grab some oil rock from, this one nice thing about being in this area, although the bad thing is that you're always cold and you always have to have your fur armor on, and if you have your fur armor on it's always really heavy. But other than that, You have oil sitting right here out in the open that you can get to pretty quick, and crystals, pearls, just a nice little resource area for those extra things that you need. So go ahead and get this. Hopefully we don't get attacked by anything. Gonna go ahead and finish this up. I don't think we need a lot. Gasoline typically runs for a while, but the last thing I want to do is have to worry about getting gas and meat and that kind of stuff while we're taking care of the baby dinosaurs, the chicks. So let's head back to our trusty beach base here. Close our gigantic gate so nothing just wanders in. If you do have a base out here, just kind of be careful a little bit. There's a lot of alphas that show up. So we're going to go ahead and put this in the forge. Here's our oil. We've got our 3 eggs. And, oh, we need some, we're going to need hide. If you don't know, I'm sure you probably do by now, but just in case you didn't know, to make oil, you need hide and oil. And you put that in a forge, and you put a burning material in there to turn the forge on, obviously. And that cooks your gasoline. Nice and easy. What's weird about that is there's no actual recipe anywhere that you find. The only way I found that was online. I didn't find anything in-game that mentions that. All right. Oh, yeah, we needed some burning material. One of the things I do with my torches is I keep a lot of material in them just for this occasion. All right, I'm going to let that cook up. I'm going to go ahead and probably get some more meat so I have everything I need to get this whole breeding thing done. Stay tuned. All right, here we are. Got the oil in, got a full thing of meat from doing some hunting. And now we're going to go ahead and drop our very first egg here. So just going to get it close enough to the air conditioners, make sure it's going to work. And we'll go ahead and hit drop item. There we go. Close. Good. And now the waiting game. That's the only part about the breeding, is that you got to wait. So with 3 eggs, you know, I probably could go off and do stuff and come back and check it, knowing that, you know, I have a couple of chances to get what I want. But I'm just going to be real careful here. I'm going to babysit these guys. And just make sure that I have no fatalities, which I have had in the past, especially with the dinosaurs that lay eggs type. The mammals I haven't had any trouble with. But the egg-laying ones, I seem to lose. Compies was really tough. I lost a couple of them early on. Just so you know, too, the actual maturation rate and incubation rate on my server is increased for our YouTubers and our streamers to make it a little better for them while they're doing episodes. On an official server, that process is going to take longer, or even in a single player if it's not been increased, it is going to take longer. So you might have a lot more time that you have to figure out, you know, what you're going to do in the meantime while that's going. This one's pretty quick. I'm betting it'll be about 30 minutes, 45 minutes of incubation, right around in there, maybe an hour of maturation probably. So in total on my server, it's probably somewhere around a 2-hour cycle at the moment. And that changes, I think, depending on what type of dinosaur you're doing. Although I have not confirmed that. So now we just do the babysitting part, the mother hen part of just making sure these stay protected, making sure they stay in the temperature. They're not losing any health, as you can see there, the egg health at the bottom. You'll lose that if they're not in the right temperature. So, all right, I'll bring you guys back in. And here we go. Got that egg, and it's just about to hatch, and there it is. We have a new golden baby chick. As you can see here, we got to go ahead and imprint it. And, yep, we don't need a name yet. And now it's started the maturation progress, and now we got to start feeding it. So we're going to do some hand feeding here. As you can tell, it can't really hold too much. So again, the second phase of the babysitting here, the mothering of the new chicks has started. And again, with my server being a little quicker, it's not as big a deal as it was. I remember the first time I did the breeding, it was with a packy, and you could put like maybe 2 meat in, and it would eat it pretty quick, and it took forever for it to get off of that phase. And so I just hand fed something for hours trying to keep that thing alive, and I think the first one ended up dying. But we got our other egg down. We've got this one going. It's a cute little one. It's a level 15. Keep putting the meat in it. Make sure this one stays alive. So this is not one of the high level ones. This is one of the lower level ones. I'll show you. I got plenty of meat up here in the bin. The key is you want to get them to the juvenile stage, and once they hit the juvenile stage... Oh, this guy's following me. Let's turn that off. Here's another tip. When they become a baby, they have wandering on, and they're follow automatically. So we want to turn that off. And I don't know what they are as far as temperament, but really should be on passive. Definitely don't want a baby chick trying to fight anything. Not enough health to do anything at all. So now we just kind of keep an eye out on this guy, and we got this other egg down and going. We made sure I didn't drop them all at the same time because I didn't want to have to deal with all 3 of them at the same time. Sometimes it's a hassle just dealing with one of them, let alone if all 3 of them had hatched and you're trying to imprint them and you're trying to feed each one of them, and it could just be an interesting ordeal. So I like to put a space between each of the eggs I lay down. It's going to lengthen out the amount of time I'm going to spend doing it, but you know, I picked today to do it. So the idea too is that I've been doing a lot of building episodes lately, so I wanted to do a non-building episode. So it was either going to be a taming episode or it was going to be this one, a breeding episode. So I decided on breeding because I thought, you know, having a pack of terror birds would be cool. Of the packs that I have already, I think it'd be kind of cool. Because I have a compy pack. I definitely have a giant wolf pack. I have probably the highest level wolves on the server. And I can breed them. I can breed the highest level wolves on the server of all colors. So I have a giant group of those. I have... those are my 2 packs, so now I'll have a terror bird pack. So... Alright, bringing you guys back in. We've got the next one is a little Snow White chick here. So the yellow one has made it getting closer to juvenile. And here we have a Snow White one. Level 59. This was the baby of the high level parents. I think it was a 102 and a something else. And but we only got a level 59. So that's pretty good. We'll end up using this one to keep continuing to breed up so that we can get those high level terror birds. And we got our last egg down here, and so we're just going ahead and getting these guys set, kind of babysitting them, make sure they have enough food, make sure nothing happens. I think it's going to be great, and the colors are just awesome. We've got a golden one, we've got kind of a white one. I'm kind of curious to see what we get on this in the next one. It'd be nice if we got maybe a darker one, a black one maybe, or something like that. But, all right, I'll bring you guys back in when we have our third. And look at this, guys. Look at this. We got twins. Twin kind of brownish color terror birds. So we went in and printed them. You can see the other ones are growing up fast. You can kind of see the different cycles. I'm sure somebody could do a time lapse of this where you just watch them grow. You know, take a picture every 10 seconds or something so you can see the actual growth rate. But they're just little guys, but that's cool. This is the second set of twins I've seen for my breeding. So I had wolf twins and now terror bird twins. And this is great. These little guys are pretty cool. Big giant beaks for going and attacking things would be fun. I'll run these guys around as a pack and get them leveled up at some point. Just keep giving them a bunch of meat. Oh yeah, disable all the wandering and the following. That way they're not getting into trouble. The breeding den here has been working really good. It's worked for the compies, the wolves, the procoptodons, the terror birds. I think it won't be next episode, but it'll be in an episode coming up. I finally have a male and female Quetzal. So it's going to be time to do some Quetzal breeding. But that is going to require a whole different pen, I think. So that's going to require a building session and the breeding session all at once. But we're just going to babysit these guys here, make sure they're good. Not worried about stats yet. It's nice that we've got a good color mix, which is really nice. And that'll help us with, getting different colors, higher level, different color ones. But they're really cool. And you can just see the different sizes. So you got the little itty bitty ones. You've got the juvenile, smaller juvenile, bigger juvenile here. And it didn't seem like they went through the meat too quickly, which was nice on these guys. I've seen other dinosaurs where they go by pretty quick. These ones did not, but they do require, when you have 4 baby animals like this, it does require a good supply of meat. So make sure you do have a pretty good meat run before you go ahead and start doing, 3, 4, 5, breeding session. Yeah, these guys are going to be pretty cool. We can try to maybe... I'm thinking about trying to line them up so that you can really see the difference in sizes better. And that allows us to maybe, you can kind of get an idea of the cycles. See if we can try to line them up. I didn't make my room big enough for that. Sometimes I wish in the baby form that you could do the pickup like you can with the, just have them pick them up. So where you could just have them in your hands and then you could set them in a certain spot, which would be cool. Not necessarily like the shoulder throw, but something similar to that. Keep these guys fed. Oh, one thing you might have noticed here too is that I have this wooden foundation in the middle of all of the stone foundation. And I had it all stone, but I found that some of the eggs were dropping through earlier on through the stone foundations. And I was losing eggs, and I couldn't see them. Compy eggs were really, really small. And what I noticed is that they were easier to see on the wooden foundations than they were on the stone foundations. And we can go ahead and turn our AC off there. So I took that out, and that's why there's just a random wooden one here. I think they have fixed that in the patches. We're going to try another line them up shot here for you guys. But I think they have fixed that in the patches, and I just have never went back and replaced that foundation. I've just kind of left it. But that's why there's one odd one in there. And it feels like sometimes they kind of sink through the floor a little bit. Even that one, the white one right now, you can see is kind of sinking into the floor. So there's like an odd issue going on with dinosaurs and where their place in the world is, and it kind of shifts a little bit. Let's see if we can line these guys up. There we go. So we have the older juvenile, which you can see there. We have the younger juvenile. Or is he still baby at this point? Nope, they're both juvenile, so they're eating from the trough. That's the big thing. You're trying to get these guys to the juvenile state so that they eat from the feeding trough, which makes everything a whole lot easier. I really feel sorry for the guys on the official servers that, don't have this sped up because it takes a while. All right, let's see if we can get this guy lined up. Almost feels like maybe I should have went one more foundation length and it would have been perfect. There we go. Look at that. So you can see all three, kind of all sizes. Oh, both of them are coming. That shouldn't hurt. So that's really what we wanted to do for today's episode here, was to have the first, I'm thinking, terror bird breeding on the server. Also, we got some twins, so that was a bonus. Get them all lined up so you guys can see them. Eventually, I'll go do some pack hunting with them, because I always like to try out different pack hunting dinosaurs to see which ones are the best. And let's get a close look at the family here. So a golden one, a snow white one, and two, I would say, kind of light brownish ones. The twins. And I'll have to figure out names. I don't know yet. I'll come up with something. But I hope you guys like it. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and bring you back in when they have grown up. So stay tuned. And here they are. Look at these guys. They are ready for action now. They are no longer little babies. They are ready to tear into something. I got to make a bunch of saddles and maybe we'll take them around. But the colors really look good in the adult form, and I think you could probably paint them up pretty well, put some war paint on them. Got a compy here that wants to be part of the gang. Nope, Mr. Compy, you have your own gang. But these guys are pretty cool. We'll be able to go out. So I've got the other 4, which were the parents. I've got the 4 children here now. We'll go out and try them out. But that was pretty cool. So I just thought, you know, we'd been doing some building. I know I've said this already, but we did a bunch of building. So I wanted to kind of break it up. And we've got our terror birds. In upcoming episodes, as we continue on, I've got more building ideas, which is why I wanted to get a different video out at the moment, because I do have a couple more building video that are coming. I don't know if they'll be this week. They might not be. Since I had this microphone problem, it kind of put a hamper into me getting my videos out, and I had to go back and overdub. So that's added some extra process there that I didn't plan on. So I may or may not get another building session out. It might be next week by the time I get another Ark video out. But I'm hoping you guys are really liking the series. I'm hoping you're liking the mix of different styles and types of content and things we're doing. I'm trying not to do all the things that all the other YouTubers are doing, although, you know, there's so many out there that it's hard not to copy somebody, or at least, you know, do similar type videos or have similar type ideas. No idea that I'm having seems to be that original. Other people have tried it or done it. So, but I hope you're liking it. I hope you subscribe. I hope you hit that like button. Go ahead and down in the comments, tell me what you're doing in your series, or what you're doing in your single player, what you're doing on your server. Love to hear about it, and love to hear what you think about this series. Bye-bye.